Hey guys, today we'll explain to you how to use scheduled dispatch. So let's say you want to run a train every 15 minutes between these three stations. First, you buy a train. Doesn't really matter which one, so let's just do a single locomotive, because it doesn't really matter for my demonstration. Then what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make the schedule, or you're going to want to give it orders, and one of the orders needs to be, for instance, a depot or another place where a train can be stored for a long time. This is required because if you don't do this, then the train might actually decide that it's just going to wait somewhere you don't want it to. For instance, in the middle of a station. So instead what you do is you give it like a depot or something as an extra order, and it will just wait in the depot until it is time for it to start its service. Next, you just let it run the entire line, and make sure that you have the last station twice, or if you use the last station as a waiting place, make sure that it is able to do that properly. So what you then want to do is turn off auto separation because you just don't want it, and use autofill to automatically generate a timetable. Now it will run, and it says it takes 37 minutes, and that's fine. If it's not fine, for instance, you want it to wait longer at stations or anything of the sort, you can of course change that. Once you're happy with the timetable you've got, you click Scheduled Dispatch. You now click Enable. This enables Scheduled Dispatch, and Scheduled Dispatch allows you to run trains on a schedule. You can change the duration, and the duration will say how often you want the schedule to repeat. For instance, you can timetable over the course of an hour, and then every single hour all the trains will run the same services. By the way, if this says ticks, you are able to change it to minutes instead of ticks in the settings, or otherwise you can just keep playing with ticks if you want to. That's perfectly fine. Then you can click Add Departure Slots, and what this does is this basically tells OpenTTD, alright, this is when you're allowed to start your service. And we can just set this, and now we can see it takes 37 minutes to complete one service. So it leaves, it does its thing, it comes back, and that's 37 minutes. And if it has to do that every hour, then one vehicle will suffice. So it says one vehicle. Now we can add more services, and depending on how you space this, because this is less than 45, what you could expect is that if we run a service, say, is at 40, if we run this like every 20 minutes, for instance, what you get is, because it is less than 40, which is a third of an hour. Oh, wrong one. You only need 2 vehicles instead of 3, which you would need if the schedule was any different. And if we now want an additional train, for whatever reason, it's only 3 vehicles. So now you need 3 vehicles. So what you do is you go to your depot and you basically say, alright, 3 more trains. What you can see here is it goes, but it's waiting at the station. This is not what you want. So what you do is you set it to wait for a bit in the depot, because then now you can say here, well, you can't see it, but look, it says waiting for 1 minute here, and that doesn't make sense when it's waiting here for several minutes. So what's happening here is it's waiting for the service to start. Sometimes it would say waiting for service, but apparently it doesn't now. So what you do then is you tell it to wait for a while at the train depot, or whatever it is that you use. And then you'll find that it doesn't do this. Now that all the trains have started their service, you can see every once in a while, at a fixed interval, the train will arrive and depart from the station. Well, a fixed interval, you set it yourself. And then, if you want to know the departure board for a certain place, then you can just click departure board and you'll get a nice little timetable telling you when trains are expected to arrive and to leave, although this feature might not always work as neatly as you'd expect. Anyway, that's all for now. Now you know how to use scheduled dispatch in OpenTTD JGR Patchpack. Thank you for watching.